Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for your first of two videos today. You guys can expect a pretty tasty collab with Eunice later on today, something that you might be seeing more frequently, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed to GBFC so you don't miss anything. Chelsea news today, we have got 4 stories to go through, 2 of them kind of linking together. We're talking N'Golo Kante. Great news coming from this one. Timo Werner has made some comments that link in to Romelu Lukaku. And I want to talk a bit about Lukaku because you guys have been asking for my opinion. And then Mauricio Pochettino was offered the Chelsea job. Is that really true? I don't know. But we're going to entertain that idea a little bit today. We begin, though, with the brilliant news that N'Golo Kante is not only back in full training, he's back on the pitch for Chelsea at Cobham, which is sensational. We need a little bit of this N'Golo Kante energy to rejuvenate and revitalise this team right now. As well as that, the breakthrough is nearly here for N'Golo Kante's contract. There was a lot of discussions had for a long time between myself, various other Chelsea people on this YouTube channel, discussing whether or not it should be Kante or Jorginho, who got their contract extended. We've known for some time that Chelsea do know that a rebuild is necessary, not just overarching over the club, which we of course know now, is in a bit of a pickle, but the midfield position. Enzo Fernandez came in, massive Chelsea signing, and if N'Golo Kante does sign that contract extension, when I was talking yesterday about Chelsea building a spine of this team to be able to allow us to create whatever identity it is we need right now in terms of playing style, people that really want to be at Chelsea. If N'Golo Kante signs this new deal, I think it'll probably see him stay through at Chelsea until he retires, which is something that we need. We need players who really want to be at this club, who know what it is to be Chelsea, and who are willing to give absolutely everything, let alone the quality that we know N'Golo Kante has beyond abundance. The way that Kante carried us in that Champions League run under Thomas Tuchel, man of the match performances in numerous knockout games against some of the best teams in the world. N'Golo Kante, if he signs this new contract, it would be a massive boost for Chelsea Football Club. Not just for the now, but if he can stay fit, which I know it is a massive touchwood moment when we talk about the fitness and health of N'Golo Kante. But I do believe Kante might not be the missing piece of a jigsaw, because at the moment we've got a box with no jigsaw pieces in it and someone's telling us with a gun to our head, you better make this, otherwise you're in some serious trouble, Squire. But N'Golo Kante being back excites me massively. It's not just the way that we know he can play, control, dictate games, but Kante is that player who allows Enzo Fernandez to be freed up. We can see Kante sit a little bit more. I think the reason he's been picking up so many injuries in the past few years is because since the Maurizio Sarri days, we've seen a more progressive N'Golo Kante. There's always been that debate about, is he a defensive midfielder? I've always thought he does such a great job defensively that within my own analysis, I categorise him as a defensive midfielder. But I think we're going to see a lot of dynamism with N'Golo Kante in that midfield. At the moment, there are rumours that Mateo Kovacic may not be offered a new contract. And considering there's only 18 months left on this one, N'Golo Kante signing that new deal. It's not confirmed yet, but Matt Law's reporting that the agreement is very close. So I think this could be an exit for Mateo Kovacic in the summer. Kovacic, obviously before Mason Mount won consecutive Player of the Years, was seen to be Chelsea's best player. I think under Frank Lampard, he was absolutely fantastic. But now, since obviously Chelsea have been out of form, we're looking for any reasons to bring up negatives about players. And I think Kovacic, the lack of goals and assists and that lack of final killer ball to create good goal scoring opportunities for Chelsea, which at the moment, obviously, we can't hit a flipping barn door. We can't score anything. But in that midfield, we need players that can make something happen out of nothing. Just like we saw Enzo do in the game against West Ham when we started well and then we're praising a good 30 minutes for a 1-1 draw again. But that's that. N'Golo Kante close to signing a new contract. Excellent news. If that isn't a good enough reason to hit the like button on this video, then I don't know what is. I absolutely love the man. And stay tuned in the background over the next couple of days, because the silver painting, you're going to see the N'Golo Kante ones now. So, we move into some comments made by Timo Werner, a man who was very unlucky, I think, during his time at Chelsea. Yes, there is some evidently weird and wonderful attempts of trying to score goals with some feeble shooting at times, but in terms of hard workers, and ironically, a player who I think would actually thrive under Graham Potter, especially as we are Team XG right now, and Timo Werner had so many chances where he hit the post, hit the woodwork. I think Timo Werner would thrive in this Chelsea team, but that is absolutely useless information for all of you. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Timo Werner said the biggest problem was Tuchel put a striker like Romelu Lukaku in front of me in the second season after I won the Champions League by nearly playing every game in the first team squad. To me, this just proves that Thomas Tuchel was borderline forced to play Romelu Lukaku, whether that was genuine pressure from those above him in the Chelsea hierarchy, or just that general consensus that when you spend 120 million euros on a player and then after a couple of months you don't think he's the right man for a system or a squad, when you spend that much money on a player, you're obligated to play them, whether that is from above or simply to just not have those questions barraged down at you every single time there's a press conference. Why did you go and buy this guy? And I think Tuchel, in order to keep harmony, wasn't playing players like Timo Werner. I don't think necessarily with Timo, it was always about the fact he didn't score enough goals or sometimes just looked as though he was lost in the Premier League. I think for Timo, he can consider himself unlucky because at the end of the day, he's sold now. He's gone back to Leipzig, he's doing okay. But Romelu Lukaku, ever since he joined Chelsea, he's been useless. And Inter Milan are trying to figure out a way to get the best out of him, but he's not fit. So what can Chelsea do with this in the summer? We're going to look back on this transfer. I've said this over and over again. The worst signing that Chelsea Football Club have ever bloody made is Romelu Lukaku when you compare what we spent to what we got, the fallout and all of the backlash that came with the ego and attitude of Romelu Lukaku. It didn't work and it will never work. So Lukaku needs to be tried. We need to try and sell him or keep loaning him out and hoping that there's a team stupid enough to pay a redonkulous fee for the man. But we finish today's Chelsea news video with the news / rumours gossip, I guess you could say, that Mauricio Pochettino was offered the Chelsea job late last week and turned it down. First things first, if it is true, I'm glad that he declined it. I've said it before, I don't think Mauricio Pochettino is the right man for Chelsea. Again, after everything I've said about Graham Potter, is there enough winning mentality there? Is there enough history to suggest that he can make Chelsea Football Club ultra successful? No. And Pochettino has got that exact same record. Didn't win anything with Tottenham, bottled a Champions League final in the first 5 minutes by giving away a pen. And then at Paris Saint-Germain, he gets given the biggest war chest in world football, before Todd Boehly existed, and he can't do it for PSG either. And it didn't work out there. So Pochettino rejecting it, if there is truth behind this, of course, the reports to me just don't seem right. It goes against everything that we've heard and understood about the Chelsea board, internal discussions over this poor form that we're in right now under Graham Potter, the universal backing of Potter from everyone at the club. If this news about Pochettino being approached is true, then it kind of undermines all of the truths that we are seeing come out of Chelsea right now. So, I don't think that there genuinely was an approach from Mauricio Pochettino, but I really don't think he is the man to get the best out of this team. I think if we were to go for another manager, you guys have been saying it's great that you're back in and supporting despite me not wanting Potter to remain as the manager. We're moving on from it. We're working with it. We're dealing with it. But like I said yesterday, I don't think there is a man available right now who I would consider an ideal Chelsea manager. And Pochettino specifically is not that guy. I think my idea would be that if there was some crazy inevitability and outcome where Pep Guardiola would leave Manchester City because of the turmoil that is currently pending and hanging over that club, then Chelsea would be foolish to not go all out and try and get Pep Guardiola. But a washed-up Tottenham manager, who I believe his footballing philosophies are kind of outdated in a very fast, rapidly growing footballing ecosystem, I don't think Pochettino is the guy. So I'm happy that Pochettino turned down Chelsea. Thank you very much. If one day I sit here and he is our manager, like I'm doing with Potter, I support whoever's in charge, whether I think it's right or whether I think it's wrong. But anyway, not going to take up any more of your time, because later on today, there is a big, long video coming out with your boy Eunice, and it is the start of something ever so slightly bigger, because you guys have been asking for it. So, we have decided to deliver. But anyway, subscribe to GBFC if you are new. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this news video. Come on, you Blues.